You might know Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool, but did you know that he actually sells business-to-business services and software, and he's incredibly good at it? In fact, he has a business track record of over making $2 billion in successful exits, meaning he grew, built, and then sold his businesses for a hefty multi-billion-dollar price tag. And that is just what's publicly disclosed. Keep watching and I'll reveal 4 powerful lessons that you can apply to your business and your advertising based on Ryan Reynolds' successful advertising empire. Now, a few months ago, I went over how he made 2 huge business exits, and you can catch that on the channel. We talked about him as a mergers and acquisitions entrepreneur and how he bought and sold and built and grew and sold businesses to the tune of over $2 billion in value. And that's a video on the channel. You can check that out and learn more about that. And he did that through the sale of his company called Mint Mobile. You've probably seen some of his Mint Mobile ads, and his alcohol company called Aviator Gin. So these are 2 consumer brands that he built up and then sold for a hefty profit. But what I didn't cover then is how in more recent years, he's actually broken into business-to-business marketing, also known as B2B. Now, he's done this through an advertising agency called Maximum Effort. In 2018, Reynolds founded the company with his business partner, a guy named George Dewey, and it's made up of 2 parts, Maximum Effort Productions and Maximum Effort Marketing. So Maximum Effort Productions was for the production of movies and creative projects and ads and things like that, while Maximum Effort Marketing kind of was more of a container for his different marketing projects. Now, since 2018, Maximum Effort has an impressive portfolio of multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns. They've worked with companies like Match.com, as well as with Reynolds' own brands like Mint Mobile and Aviator Gin. Now, these campaigns did so well that by 2021, the marketing division of Maximum Effort was sold off to a company called Mountain, also known as MNTN. They are an advertising software company. Now, the terms of the deal were not made public. It was probably incredibly lucrative. It turned Ryan Reynolds into a talented business-to-business marketer. So before this deal, his marketing efforts were directed almost entirely at consumers. So like in his gin brand or Mint Mobile, it was business to consumer marketing. But since this deal with Mountain, he's been heavily involved in the marketing of his parent company, Mountain, and all their software products. So Mountain builds software that helps you launch and manage ad campaigns. And Ryan Reynolds has been a big part of their growth since 2021. Now, I want to show you a couple of the ads that he's made for them during this time. So let's take a look. Okay, here's a couple of his ads. Let's check them out.
This is social media. It's always been a dumpster fire, but lately, for brands, it's been extra dumpstery. How do I know so much about the subject? I'm Ryan Reynolds. I spend a lot of time on social media, which is why I recommend you advertise on Mountain Performance TV. You get all the benefits of digital, selecting your audience, budget, and seeing real-time performance combined with the safety and comfort of TV. I love a Yuletide dumpster.
So that gives you an example. Here's another one of his business-to-business ads.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds. I love TV ads. Watching them, making them, being in them. But while TVs have grown a lot since this model, well, the way we make TV ads, that hasn't changed much at all. That's why Maximum Effort and I joined Mountain. Mountain has created a platform that makes distributing and measuring TV ads as simple as paid search or social. And today we're adding our biggest innovation yet. Introducing...
So another example of another business-to-business ad.
Mountain is transforming TV advertising by focusing on performance. And we've got an amazing team of people to do it, like Seymour Roaz. Tell people what you do here at Mountain, Seymour.
Well, I'm in charge of performance. We believe TV should be bought, targeted, and measured like search or social, the other performance channels.
That sounds fast.
Yeah, way faster than traditional TV buying, and it comes with real-time reporting.
Would you say that people could see results in a flash?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I love the name Seymour Roaz. I gotta steal that. So now if you look at a history of Maximum Effort and the ads that they have made, we've learned 4 marketing lessons from Ryan Reynolds that I would like to share with you. These are all based on what he does with his advertising and how he runs his various marketing campaigns. So the lesson number one that we can take away from Ryan Reynolds is the goal of your ads should be designed to evoke emotions. People make purchasing decisions based off their emotions, not logic. And you can evoke the right emotions in your campaigns, then you get the sale. That's simply how it works. Now, Ryan Reynolds is very, very good at that, and his ads almost always appeal to humor. So let me show you an example of this. I want to highlight this one in particular of how he uses humor to help bring out the emotion that he is looking for.
We're gathered here today to mourn the loss of Mint Mobile's promotion of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month.
It was a beloved deal by many. But as all good things must end, so does this. I don't want to do this. Can we just keep the deal alive a little bit longer? We can? Woo!
This feels really nice. I am drunk on power right now.
That was brilliant because what he did there is he actually introduced scarcity. So it's a tactic you've probably commonly seen more sort of not as elegantly applied, but that people will beat you over the head of like, hey, the sale is closing at midnight, or, there's only 3 left, So you've seen variations of scarcity, and there he pulled it off amazingly well by expressing the emotion of regret and being upset of missing the deal, right? If you count that. So it was like future pacing that if you don't take advantage of this deal, you're going to feel bad like him. And then hey, we can extend the deal and make it available. And then there's all the excitement and happiness, right? That was a really clever psychological trick. If you study the idea of sales psychology and consumer behavior, that was just masterful. Whereas most people are a lot more brute force, I guess we'll say, when it comes to trying to introduce scarcity. That brings us to number 2, don't be afraid to suck. And a lot of people never grow their business because they're afraid of failure. They're worried that they'll put out something and it's just gonna suck. And the truth is, they're right. If you're running ads or producing content on a regular basis, you will produce things that are just bad at the beginning. It's inevitable. That's just the way things are. But people who will succeed are the ones who are able to persist. First, they can start and just put stuff out there knowing that it's not going to be their best, just to get going, get moving, take action. Then you adjust, and that's through persistence, having that thick skin of being willing to put stuff out there that might not be your best. If you can persist past this period, you're already ahead of 90% of the competition. Most people, first off, don't even get started because they're so worried, so concerned of doing something wrong or that the public might not like. They might not like my ad. It's not professional enough. I make mistakes in my script or whatever, and they never start. Then the next group of people who start, they get a little bit of negative feedback, or maybe they see themselves on camera and then they freak out and then they stop, right? And so they don't keep pushing on. And as you learn from your mistakes, you will improve and you will make profit. Actually, I want to show you an article about what Ryan Reynolds himself says about this very topic. So this is an article in Forbes about Ryan Reynolds and his career as an entrepreneur. And then we can see right here, this section, we zoom in on it. He says, the last 10 years, I've been really much less afraid of being bad at something, and that has really afforded me the ability to get good at some things. There were always these kinds of barriers of entry for me when I was younger. I was really afraid of sucking. Somewhere around my mid-30s, I started to understand the value and benefit and growth opportunities of sucking and not knowing and using those mistakes. It's something I tell my daughters all the time. I always say, never waste your mistakes. Every one of my mistakes when I was younger offered some kind of insane and incredibly valuable lesson in my life. Boy, isn't that true, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. So let's move on to lesson number 3 that we can learn from Ryan Reynolds, and that is move fast. Because as you've heard me say, money loves speed. I think it was Joe Vitale who made that famous, but the truth is the faster you can execute, the more money you will make as an entrepreneur. This idea flies in the face of a lot of traditional marketing practices. And a lot of people who build businesses they do it slowly. They're a bit of a perfectionist. They're tweaking and adjusting the colors in their logo. They're adjusting how their websites look. They're tweaking this and tweaking that. And they go so slow. It's like watching a turtle build a business. And that's the traditional way to do it. It's by planning, strategizing, over-reviewing an ad campaign, having like multiple people, a committee go over how the campaign is supposed to look and how it's supposed to say and all this stuff. And it can go on for weeks and weeks and weeks before it's ever produced and distributed. But that's not how Reynolds does it. In fact, for one ad campaign, from idea to execution to distribution, meaning he has an idea in his head for an ad, he films it, and it's on the air in just 36 hours. So under 2 days from idea to ad on the air and producing results. So he calls this method of advertising fast-vertising. And on the topic of fast-vertising, he said this in an interview.
Showing people a demo of a revolutionary ad tech software is not going to be the most exciting thing in the world. So we had to find a way to do that. And I'd actually pitched this earlier on, maybe a couple of months before, and I thought, I'll eat one of these peppers. And I just thought it was so much funnier if I play the sort of, big shot movie star who's unwilling to put his own ass on the line, which is really actually quite true. So I thought, Steve-O, jackass. So I reached out to Steve-O, and he was very happy to jump in and do this. But, most of what we do is, really is necessity being the mother of invention. It's a lot of times we're working really quickly, we're working with limited budgets, but we're also acknowledging and playing with the cultural landscape. So that's a huge part of what we do. We try to create marketing that's moving at the exact same speed of culture as culture is. If you look at some of these big kind of enterprise brands that have existed for decades, a lot of times their marketing sort of go-to is 9-10 months in advance. So they're plotting the messaging, they're plotting the stories that they're going to tell 9-10 months in advance.
Don't overplan, don't overthink it, don't overperfect it, launch it. Lesson number 4 from Reynolds is make your ads fun to watch. Now, people associate business-to-business marketing with bland, stale, kind of boring content. Now, if you can break that stereotype and make fun content to watch, your ads are going to perform a lot better. And you saw several of the examples that I went through with you here today, how he does things a little differently. He does things a little bit more informal, a little bit more fun. So now, if you look at the comments, you can go look on YouTube at some of his videos, and I'll put the links to these videos down below for you to check out. People actually, how often do you see ads where people thank you for putting out an ad, or they enjoy the content or the humor or the value of the ad? So that is some magic if you can bottle that and do that yourself. If you can get people talking about how much they love watching your ads, then you've got the potential to make a heck of a lot more profit. And so there are the 4 lessons that we have learned from Ryan Reynolds, and he certainly is one of the most successful celebrity entrepreneurs that I know of, and he's made billions of dollars with some of his big moves in business. We'll continue to pay attention to what he's doing and what he's on, and I'll keep sharing it with you because I think there are some more really big things just on the horizon for Ryan Reynolds in the business world. So we'll continue to cover it. And if you like information like this, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. You'll see a link down below. Just give it a tap, a gentle tap, but tap it nonetheless, and subscribe to the channel. And if this content was useful, if you enjoyed it, please give us a like. I would greatly appreciate it. We're building a little community here on YouTube, and by liking this content, it feeds the algorithm and lets YouTube know that this is worth doing. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video, and the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.